Have you ever heard of a place that looks peaceful on the surface but hides a terrifying story underneath? That's exactly what Lake Lanier in Georgia is. On a sunny day, it looks like the perfect spot for fishing, boating, or swimming. But if you dig deeper into its past, you'll discover secrets that can give you chills. Beneath those waters lies a ghost city, forgotten cemeteries, and a history filled with mystery, tragedy, and even death. Today on Travel Pug, we're going to uncover the dark secret of Lake Lanier. Why is this lake called cursed? Why do so many people lose their lives here? And what really lies hidden under its waters? Stick around because by the end, you'll see Lake Lanier very differently. Let's rewind back to the 1950s. After World War II, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers decided Georgia needed a large man-made lake. The goal was to control flooding, provide water supply, and create a new energy source through hydroelectric power. They picked a spot in northern Georgia, and construction began in 1956. To build this massive lake, the government had to buy thousands of acres of land. Families were told to move. Entire communities were displaced. Farmlands, schools, churches, and even cemeteries had to be cleared. But here's the shocking part. Not everything was moved. While some structures were demolished, others were simply left behind. When the dam was finished, the water slowly rose and swallowed everything. What used to be towns and farmlands turned into the bottom of Lake Lanier. Imagine entire buildings, roads, and even graveyards sitting underwater, untouched for decades. Creepy, right? One of the most famous towns lost under the lake is Oscarville. Back in the early 1900s, Oscarville was a small but thriving town. It had schools, shops, homes, and a church. But in 1912, a dark chapter began. After a white woman was assaulted and murdered, white mobs accused black residents of the crime. Whether they were guilty or not didn't matter. Violence broke out, and nearly 1,100 black families were forced to leave the area. Their homes were burned, their land was taken, and Oscarville became a ghost town. Years later, when Lake Lanier was built, the remains of Oscarville were drowned under the water. Many say this tragic past is the reason why the lake feels cursed. Some locals even believe the spirits of those who suffered still haunt the waters. Now, what exactly is under Lake Lanier? Divers who've gone deep say they've seen eerie sights. They report half-standing houses, rusting cars, and crumbling buildings. Some even claim to have seen tombstones, since not every grave was relocated before the flooding. Think about it, swimming above sunken towns and forgotten cemeteries. You could be enjoying a jet ski ride while just beneath you lies an entire ghost city. That's enough to give anyone goosebumps. Lake Lanier isn't just spooky because of what's under it. It also has a deadly reputation. Since it was created, thousands of people have drowned or died in boating accidents here. Between hidden tree stumps, sudden drop-offs, and murky waters, the lake is dangerous even for experienced swimmers. But here's what makes it even scarier. Many of the bodies of drowning victims are never found. Rescue teams say the lake is so deep and the water so unclear that some bodies sink into the silt and vanish forever. Over the years, this has fueled ghost stories about souls trapped beneath the water. Locals often share chilling stories about strange experiences at Lake Lanier. People have reported feeling invisible hands pulling them underwater. Others say they've seen ghostly figures walking on the shore at night. One of the most famous legends is about the Lady of the Lake. According to the story, in 1958, two women crashed their car into the lake. The car wasn't found for decades, but one of the bodies floated to the surface not long after the crash. Since then, people claim to see a woman in a blue dress walking along the lake, searching for something or someone. She is known as the Lady of the Lake, and her ghost is said to appear near the bridge at night. Another chilling tale is about boaters who've seen shadowy figures in the water, only for them to vanish when approached. Some say the lake whispers at night, almost like voices rising from below. These stories may sound like legends, but they've been told for generations, adding to the lake's eerie reputation. With all the deaths and ghost stories, Lake Lanier is often called cursed. Some locals believe the spirits of those forced out of Oscarville or the people whose graves were never moved are haunting the waters. Others think the curse comes from the violent way the land was taken from its original residents. Of course, skeptics say the lake's dangers are simply because of its design. Tree trunks were never fully cleared, creating deadly underwater hazards. Strong currents and unexpected depth changes make it risky for swimmers. And since it's a popular tourist spot, overcrowding leads to more accidents. Still, the high number of tragedies makes people wonder if something more sinister is going on. Beside its haunted reputation, Lake Lanier is one of the most visited lakes in the US. Every year, millions of people come here to swim, fish, boat, or just relax by the water. There are resorts, water parks, and campgrounds that bring in families and tourists. But even today, accidents happen regularly. News reports often mention drownings or mysterious disappearances at the lake. And every time it happens, the ghost stories come back to life. When you look at Lake Lanier, it's hard to imagine what's hiding below. On the surface, it's a beautiful body of water, perfect for vacations. But beneath, it holds the remains of lost towns, disturbed graves, and a painful history. For some, it's a place of fun. For others, it's a chilling reminder of the past. Whether you believe in curses or not, one thing is certain. Lake Lanier has a dark secret that refuses to be forgotten. So why talk about Lake Lanier's dark history? Because places like this remind us that not everything is what it seems. A lake that looks peaceful can hold tragic stories of displacement, violence, and mystery. By remembering what lies beneath, we honor the people who once lived there and the lives that were lost. Next time someone mentions Lake Lanier, you'll know it's not just a lake. It's a ghost city underwater, a graveyard of forgotten stories, and a place where beauty and tragedy collide. And that's the story of Lake Lanier, Georgia's most haunted body of water. A place that's beautiful on the outside, but haunted on the inside. What do you think? Is the lake really cursed, or is it just a mix of bad design and dangerous conditions? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. This is Travel Pug, and we'll be back with more hidden stories and dark secrets from around the world. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.